23% staffing is too low. The type C ambulance, we have taken note, and also the watercraft. The watercraft, we have taken note. The burns unit, that cuts across, not for Masaka Regional Referral Hospital alone. Burns are everywhere. So the country needs to see, the ministry needs to see how to decentralize these services, because it is Chirudu, and you saw, they also say they are overwhelmed. They are overwhelmed and they don't have adequate space to handle most of these. But as we also pick interest on the methodology that is used to allocate funds to referral hospitals. As I said, we had in Agulu here with a population estimated of 4 million, but having a budget of 13 billion. You had in Barra here an estimation of a population of 6.7 plus 2 refugee camps. They have a budget of 17 billion. Masaka comes. What is the expected budget for next financial year? Has it improved?
Yes, Chair, it improved in component of wage.
On a component of wage. So we take note of
Madam
the inadequate.
Chair,
yes,
for your information, you're yet to receive Mobende Regional Referral Hospital, which has a budget of just 250 million
on capital. So, honorable colleagues, we take the serious underfunding for regional referral hospitals. We need to really, this is an area that we cannot compromise. We need to fight so hard to ensure that regional referral hospitals are funded. Sir, that vice of collecting money from patients, please take care. And that tent in front of the maternity wing of the neonates, please ensure that those people have at least a more decent, I don't know how you'll improvise, but when you get to that place when it has rained, you feel sorry for the mothers. So, the Cancer Institute in Mulago. So I'll not say that Masaka Regional Referral Hospital is in hospital, but you are equally in hospital when it comes to the maternity section. We are doing badly. Maternity, neonatal. Actually, we have the oldest buildings in this country, as old as 1943. 1947, 44. They are old, very small. The wards are very small. The hospital is very congested. So, honorable colleagues, you also have to lobby for us, as you also tell me to lobby for your areas. Please, Honorable Grania, as we lobby for Mubende, kindly have a voice. Honorable Mwijushe, wherever you go, please have the heart of Wanamasaka. You know, we are the most privileged when it comes to Uganda, but when it comes to funding, we are the least privileged. So the fact that I'm the chair, I think before I leave the 11th Parliament, I also must have a score on ensuring that the regional referral hospitals across board, the budgets are enhanced, not Masaka alone. We must look at the critical areas that must be funded in the interest of having adequate medical attention when it comes to the public of Uganda.
We use that road. Most of us have got accidents on that road before, so we need that hospital. It's not just about Masaka people. It's four of us.
And Yokupa, you'll come and marry from that area. So please, honorable colleagues.
What a pleasure. I'm coming.
The Masaka, but we've been giving people lunch. I will not say because I come from that side. No. Max, please take them to the most executive place in this parliament to have lunch. Go and enjoy yourselves. We shall not give you where to sleep. So have lunch and drive back so that you can serve the country. Meeting, the vote, you will get a line. In regard to the Auditor General's report for the year ended 2024-25, like any other referral hospital, Jinja Regional Referral has a mandate of providing specialized, comprehensive, curative, preventive, and rehabilitative services to the population. You will tell us your population in the southeastern region. We send greetings to the people of Busoga, and we thank you for the duty of service to that region. We know you also serve as a primary referral point for the, how many general hospitals do you have? You will update us on the general hospitals that you have, and you'll also update us about your staffing levels. How many staff do you have? The last time you left this place, the hospital was sick. So we need to know whether the hospital is now out of ICU. Honorable colleagues, the last time Ginger left here, they had, I won't say several challenges, they had severe challenges of there was high maternal mortality, there was a high patient load, infrastructure challenges, negligence in terms of service that is given by the hospital. And I remember the Right Honorable Nabanja, the Prime Minister, didn't he come to Jinja? Which hospital was that? Was it Kayunga Jinja? Even if it was Jinja, I wouldn't have said that it is, because you are in self-defense. But we note there was congestion by the time you came. There were also challenges of medical equipment, old. You had challenges of space. The wards were as old as 1943. I don't know whether after 1930 what? 1930. And you know we are very serious with protecting the gains. So under this era of steady progress, you need to really show cause as to why you should remain a referral hospital. Because the last time you left, you were bad off. Everything was appalling. The waste management was also an issue. You had a very alarming domestic arrears in the line of utilities, electricity and water. The Narufenya site had issues too in terms of congestion still. And also you had, how is the mortuary now? Do you have an advanced mortuary? You will update us. But in general, you're going to give us a brief of the current state of Jinja Regional Referral Hospital in regard to the population that you serve and the number of districts that you now have, plus that city, and also your budget for both. You'll have to leave alone the overall budget, but you'll have to give us a description of what you have under, for example, medicines. And if you are to be given an open check, what would be the most suitable and appropriate budget for Jinja Regional Referral Hospital? And also update us on what is your budget on capital development. How has it been for the last, say, 2 years, and how is the trend? So that we can see whether there will be a transition from the buildings of 1937, 38 to 2005. So you'll give us a brief, aware that some of these colleagues this side are very serious when it comes to protecting the gains. So you must really show cause for people like Honorable Grania, Honorable Mudimi, for them to know that there is something to protect in Jinja.
Lower level facilities in the region, and particularly we focus on general hospitals and health center force. That's where we stop in terms of support supervision. And we have 9 general hospitals. This includes both the public ones, which are 4, and then the private ones. And then we have 21 health center force. So in terms of technical support, we reach that far. Our current staffing is 32%. We have 410 staff out of the required 1,261. But remember, by the time of this audit, we had 390 staff. So and we're at 31%. We have increased slightly to 32%. But of course, there are things that have been done which we'll talk about to ensure that this level is enhanced. In terms of our budget, current is 410 out of 1,261. That's about 32%. Now, out of our budget of 22 billion, Chair, you mentioned about the medicines budget. Our current medicine budget is 1.9 billion, but our assessed need for adequate supply is 4 billion. So we are operating at roughly about 50%. In the area of equipment maintenance, our current budget is 133.2 million. We have increased that from the previous one, 20 million. And in the coming year, we intend to increase it further because we have received more equipment and we need to do more in that area. I think capital. No, I think, Chair, the 133 million is not only for Jinja Hospital because we have a regional mandate. This also is the budget which supports the general hospitals and the health center falls, so it's not sufficient. So we need to do more.
What would be the estimated sufficient budget?
At least 300 million could be a fair start, but apparently this is not sufficient. In the areas of capital development, our retooling budget for development for the last 4 years has been about 120 million. That's the money we are given for a whole year. But in the last 2 financial years, I think it has reduced to 108, right? Yeah, it has reduced from 120 to 108. So this year we have 108 million for capital investments. So, Chair, that's the brief overview I wanted to give on those comments. Otherwise, we are glad that you have given us this opportunity. Thank you so much.
Speak about the utilities?
Yes. Chair, yes. In the areas of utilities, indeed, our stock, our budget for utilities is also not sufficient. If you look at our stock of domestic arrears, you find that the bulk is actually related to the water and the electricity, the utilities. It's quite big because our budget currently is not able to match with our demand or utilization of these services. That's why when we look at the stock of arrears,
Give us a feel about that hospital.
So generally, Chair, there is steady improvement in all aspects. I've already told you about the staffing. In terms of the infrastructure improvements, despite the limited budgets, we have had efforts both with support from government and also other non-government actors. For example, in the use of space, last financial year, we were able to conclude the construction of the 64-bed capacity Samuel Leeds Foundation, which is the new orthopedic ward with 64 beds. And that has really helped. The previous orthopedic ward of 1927 had only 20 beds. Now we have 64 beds. And then we have had renovations, minor renovations we have done with our project savings. We had before the G2G project was terminated, we had the milestone savings which we used to improve our infrastructure. We renovated our surgical ward, we renovated the interns mess, the operating theater, and the private wing. So these have all been, also the TB ward has been renovated as well as the mental health unit. So we have had some renovations, improvements on the existing infrastructure, but in terms of expansion, I think it is a Samuel Leeds Foundation, which is a new addition so far. In terms of equipment, which is also part of infrastructure, Madam Chair and members, we have received equipment recently, actually in January, to a tune of 10 billion Uganda shillings from JICA through Ministry of Health. Nearly all our departments were supported, and our challenge of equipment has been alleviated to about 80%. We are okay now with the medical equipment. That's why we think that now we need to maintain them, and we also need to continue supporting the lower level facilities so that the equipment are functional and they don't push all the burden of service to us. Those are some of the improvements that have happened so far.